Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Backlog Banter. For real this time. This is actually Backlog Banter. We have been kind of ruminating about this for a while, doing a weekly video game-based podcast with the two of us, sort of just talking about the things that have been going on in our video gaming lives and the video gaming sphere in the past week. And we decided, why not? Might as well start it, because I've had a weird week of video games, and I kind of want to talk about it. But this is kind of just going to be our weekly podcast about video games. We're not going to include things that we want to review because we'll give those their own segments, obviously, in other videos. But this will be stuff that we either didn't play enough that we want to review, just things we want to talk about. I don't know. It's going to be fun. We're going to banter about our backlogs. And it's going to be a good time.
We got that fucking marketing synergy, and
I know.
we just got a lot to say in general because we both play a lot of games that we're just not going to talk about on the channel.
It's true.
So it works out. It works out very, very nicely. Tucker, I want you to start us out though with wherever you want to begin with, because there's no fucking rhyme or reason to where we're going to start or end.
Yeah.
So
there's exactly one thing that caused this to become even a conversation yesterday. I think you butt dialed me yesterday. Can you confirm something of that nature?
I have these Senso wireless earbuds.
This is going somewhere, by the way. Just let you know.
They're really good for working out with, but they're also kind of fucking bad Bluetooth headphones. So if you accidentally do a short press instead of a long press to power on or off, you redial the last number you called. So I don't know why.
That's not a good feature.
It's not a good feature at all. It's not useful in any regard. I fucking constantly either accidentally call you or my girlfriend. So it just happened that yesterday I called you and you were in the middle of doing what?
I was in the middle of emulating Super Mario Land on my MacBook Pro. You know, I've been in a mood recently of video game history. I was watching the documentary series. It's got a name. It's a fucking six issue miniseries, not six episode miniseries on Netflix about video game history, narrated by Charles Martinet.
Yeah.
It's actually really good. And I was watching some of the documentary Video Games the Movie, which I had already seen, but I was kind of rewatching it because it's free on YouTube right now. And I was thinking, I was also watching the past week I've watched a lot of Video Game Historian. And one of the videos I watched was about Super Mario Land, and I was thinking, I kind of want to play this game. Yeah. So I just whipped open Vim's Lair. I downloaded an emulator, downloaded Super Mario Land. Looks great, runs great. I'm having a good time with Super Mario Land, which is a very strange thing to say, but I'm really enjoying it.
So I've never played it.
Hold on. The connection to this whole thing is the fact that you called me and you heard the music from Super Mario Land being played on my computer, and you're like, what are you doing? You're playing fucking Mappy? And I was like, no, I'm emulating Super Mario Land. You're like, we'll have a good time.
And then I hung up. So yeah, I've never played it. It's one of the few Mario games I haven't played. My only connection to it really is that it was one of the first Game Boy Virtual Console titles on 3DS.
Yeah.
So I remember reading about it in Nintendo Power. I never picked it up personally, but one of my friends at the time did. Mm-hmm. What I do have a lot of experience with, though, is Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins.
Yep.
Which makes fucking the first one look like a cave drawing.
Yeah.
It's really impressive what that team was able to get out of that hardware between games. It really is night and day. It doesn't look like they released on the same piece of tech.
Yeah.
And I love that game, and I'm really excited for you to finish Land 1 so you can go to Land 2.
Yeah.
And see the way that game has informed Super Mario Odyssey and informed a lot of the really creative facets of the franchise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's interesting because I will go out on a limb and say that I am not a big straight up Mario platformer fan. Yeah. I as we'll get to, I've been playing a couple of them. I'm trying to get more into it. I want to just beat the game, so I've had those experiences. I never beat Super Mario World. I've dabbled in probably all of them, but I've never played almost any of them to completion, although I have beaten Super Mario Brothers, the original Super Mario Brothers. But I was playing this game just to see what was up, and honestly, I actually do think it's a very good game. Mm-hmm. I am surprised how much I'm enjoying it as someone who is not into straight up platformers. But I take my notes. Everyone knows this. I'm a notes guy. I take my notes. I'm taking my notes in Super Mario Land, and I don't have any negatives about the game so far. I think that this is a surprisingly good game in a lot of ways. I mean, it is definitely very different from other Mario games, but I think that uniqueness is kind of what's helping me enjoy it so much, because I'm not feeling like, oh, I'm just Super Mario Bros. 3 and World, and then all the new Super games. All of those have such a consistent feel to them, and this one is so different. I'm like, oh, maybe it's just that little twist that's what it took to kind of hook me on one of these. This is it's a pretty hard game, all things considered, and not compared to a lot of other things. It's just a fucking Mario game, but I have lost a few times and it kicks you back to the very beginning. But I'm not hating myself for that. Usually, if I get kicked back to the beginning of a game, I would just give up. But I'm having such a good time with this game that I'm really not minding that it has that old school game philosophy.
Yeah, I think your enjoyment of it is going to get me to play it. Just personally, I don't really emulate stuff. So when I head back home and I've got my 3DS, I don't have it with me at college, I'll probably pick it up on the eShop and run through it. Because I feel like I am missing out. Because I love the setting of, what is it, Sarasa Land?
Yeah.
With the fucking Sphinxes and Daisy, and you're flying in like a boat. What is it, a biplane at certain points? There's really interesting gameplay beats there that I'd like to experience. And with what you've said about the game, I think you're really going to love Land 2.
Yeah, no. And I'm excited to see how the series evolves, because I do recognize that the biggest flaw that this game has is it looks like a 2-year-old drew a Mario game. And that's because they didn't know the hardware, and it was almost a launch title for the Game Boy. I think it was very close to launch. But that is really the only negative I have. Mario does feel very different in this game. That's the one caveat I'll give you. If it's all about personal preference in that regard. He's a lot heavier. He stops very quickly. He falls very fast. But honestly, I kind of like that, just because the floatiness of the other Mario games has led to me slipping a lot and colliding into enemies that I didn't want to collide into. But I mean, also this game has one of my favorite Mario soundtracks. The Super Mario Land soundtrack is it's top tier. I don't know why it's so good, but it is really, really good. Each world has its own theme, and they're all so iconic. It's actually pretty impressive that a game just random Game Boy Mario game has such a great soundtrack.
Yeah, that's really cool. So here's the thing. We can take this conversation in two directions, because I have also been playing a 2D Mario game, but I've also been playing an excellent platformer, and those two things are not the same in this instance. So let's start with the Mario one.
Yeah, might as well.
I've been playing Super Mario Brothers 35.
Oh, yes.
I know you have been too. To an extent. You've dabbled.
I played it one day. I played about 40 minutes of it.
I have played a couple hours here and there. It's a really great game to play in short bursts. I hate to say it. It's a wonderful game to play during Zoom meetings. But
are you playing it right now?
I'm not playing it right now.
Damn.
Not playing it right now.
Wouldn't that be a reveal? It's a great game to play during Zoom meetings.
That would be quite the reveal. But no, I love Tetris 99. I think Tetris 99 is really a lovely game. I've always enjoyed Tetris, but I enjoyed it in a completely new way to a greater degree with 99. And it wasn't the game I was excited with pre-release, but once I actually got into it, I put about 20 hours into the game.
For Tetris 99?
Yeah.
It'd be hard to get excited for that game pre-release, considering that it was shadow dropped.
Yeah. Well, before I started playing it, I suppose I should say.
Sure.
Mario 35 is just not as good, I don't think. I don't think I just don't think this gameplay style is suited one-to-one to the 99, the Battle Royale formula, without more fundamentally changing things up.
Yeah.
The biggest problem with Mario 35 is that it becomes very repetitive.
Yeah.
And it becomes a little bit long in the tooth. When you get down to the last couple of people alive, it just gets to the people who have fucking touched a 2D Mario before. So it's a game of waiting for someone else to make a mistake before you fuck up a jump on accident. It just doesn't feel as strategic. It doesn't feel as deliberate.
Yeah.
It's such a fun concept, having a bajillion enemies thrown at you, or throwing a bajillion enemies at other people, but you can't control it in a way that you control the way you drop a Tetris on someone in Tetris 99.
Yeah.
Because they're just different gameplay styles. So I find myself looking at Mario 35 as more of a novelty than really a deeper strategic game.
Yeah, and I played a little bit of Tetris 99. I'm a fan of Tetris in general, but I didn't really get into 99 because I could not understand for the life of me what was going on. I didn't understand the sending different ways to send bits to other people, and I definitely do not understand it in Super Mario 35. But I think it's that sense of overwhelmingness because there's not really a tutorial on those things, and I'm really not exactly sure how a lot of it works. So I just kind of feel like when I was playing this game that I'm playing 1-1 over and over again with not many changes, and then me being an idiot and dying and then doing it over again. And I really didn't find it that compelling, but I recognize that I think both of us are in the minority for this. This game has been pretty popular and a lot of people are really enjoying it on Twitter. And I'm pretty surprised by that, but I'm happy for the people who are having such a good time.
It depends really where you're looking because both Arlo and the Lonely Goomba have expressed pretty similar things to what I'm saying. But there is a lot of people who are super into it. And I think one thing that I would do to the game that would make it more compelling is to not just have SMB levels. It would be so cool if there were Mario 3 levels in here and world levels, and it was in one big mixer, because if this is supposed to be a celebration of Mario's history, part of the anniversary celebration, I think that would really spice it up, and that would make the enemy pool more diverse, so there's more challenge for the other teams. It would just make it a more compelling package, because like you said about going through World 1-1 over and over and over again. I mean, from a strategic perspective, there's no reason not to run through 1-1, hop into 1-2, warp zone back to 1-1, and cycle like that to get your time up and everything. Sometimes they throw you into a different level, but it feels kind of ham-fisted. It doesn't seem like there's too much of a rhyme or reason sometimes when you get teleported to a different level. So it just feels like they needed more time in the oven. Because you said that the mechanics were a little bit hard to understand. I think once you get them, they're pretty intuitive. And once you get them, there is some interesting stuff there with the roulette wheel and with changing where you're sending enemies to. But like I said, in Tetris 99, I could play on like 2/3 of my board to deliberately set up chains of 1 or 2 Tetrises to throw on someone else and really fuck them over. But if a Mario enemy is coming towards me, there's no deliberate, I'm going to wait, defeat him later to send at a more strategic time to my opponent's board, you know? It's a reaction opposed to being a strategic move. And I just think that undercuts the gameplay somewhat.
My biggest complaint with the game is not that, mostly is that I don't understand it. And that's a very personal thing. And it just, I'm a moron. We'll put it out there. But is that I don't think it's very great presentationally. It's just stock Mario everything. And you've got that really obnoxious Mario font that all the numbers are in. And there's got this like spiky thing with the 1 on it in the middle when you win. It's just, I really wish it had its own flair, more of a celebration of Mario's history with, maybe put like Mario's with little party hats on, or like, spice it up in a way that makes it feel unique. But instead they just took Super Mario Bros, which is fine, but they plastered stock Mario crap on top of it. And I find that kind of frustrating, because I want this to be the game that feels like it's celebrating Mario's history, but it really isn't. It's kind of just this fun thing. And it's the kind of game that I want to exist for people who enjoy it, and I think it has potential. But I think that if it was a game mode in Super Mario Maker, that would be good. If it was a side mode in the next 2D Mario game or something, or like even in the next 3, whatever the next big Mario platformer is, put that as a game mode in that, and give it a little bit of theming towards that game or whatever. Because I do think it works well as something, as a mini game, but and it's a free thing, so it's not a huge issue that it's not incredibly deep, but there's potential here. I just wish they really dug into it more.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a good place to leave it at. I actually really love the idea that this could have been integrated into Mario Maker 2 somehow. I think that could have given it a really fresh life and reinvigorated Super Mario Maker 2 a little bit, because you got that fucking awesome World Maker update. But then because that was the last update, support has just died off, and and fan interest has died off, which is disappointing, but that would have been really cool. Do you want to ping pong it back, or do you want to talk about one more platformer? Because I got one more.
I've also been playing another platformer, but I don't want to talk about it because I think this one might be one I want to save for a review.
Okay.
But so just hit me with yours.
If it's the same one, we might be in a bit of a pickle. But I've been playing Donkey Kong Country 2.
No, it's not that.
Okay.
But do we not want to do a review for that then?
I don't know. I think we've kind of missed a boat on that. We've got a lot of projects in the works.
Yeah.
This game is lovely. This is really a lovely video game. I think Rare really outdid themselves here, but I'm finding myself just not really clicking with it at the moment. It's just not my.
Interesting. Okay.
I played about half of it. The game is not very long, and I think the difficulty is also more organic than DKC one, so it's really not too demanding on the player.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just finding myself, it's kind of a theme throughout the whole week when I talk about the main game I have been playing. I've been jumping in and out of stuff. I just haven't really found something that's stuck right now. So DKC 2 is one that I really loved. I'm just putting to the side because I know when I return to it in the right mindset, I'll love the second half as much as the first. But it's an excellently designed platformer. It's an excellently themed platformer. It's got amazing animations.
Yeah.
This really does take what DKC 1 did so well and bring it to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
And considering how much I love DKC 1, I know when I'm more in the right framework to play this game, I'm going to love this one even more.
Yeah. And honestly, I was surprised to hear that you're saying it doesn't not really clicking with you, because everything I've seen from you is like you telling me that I should really play this, that it's a really great platformer, that you're enjoying it. So it's interesting to hear you say that there's all those aspects that you very much enjoy, but that it's just kind of a mood thing, I guess, where it's not clicking with you.
It really is, because like I was expressing to you, I think that this possibly is the best 2D platformer from Nintendo's stable I've played ever.
Okay.
I really think that this is an incredible game. But I was also contextualizing that against the fact that I'm just in a weird headspace right now. I've been really busy with school. I've been really busy with a shit ton of stuff.
Pokemon cards.
I find Pokemon cards. So I found myself gravitating more towards more familiar games, opposed to something that I'm engaged by in this manner.
Sure.
So it's not at all a knock against the game when I say that this truly is a phenomenal 2D platformer.
Yeah. I'm going to transition to something that I don't even know if I mentioned to you. Might have sent a Snapchat about it. But speaking of games that you're just familiar with and hopping back into, I restarted Katamari Forever on PS3.
I saw that on Snapchat. Yes, I did.
I was just sitting there one night. I was doing something. Who knows what I was up to? I think I was playing Ocarina of Time on my DS. And then I was thinking, yeah, I need something to spice things up. And I was just looking at underneath of my TV where I've got my PS3 game sitting. I was like, Katamari sounds fun, but I don't want to replay Reroll. Let's hop into Forever. Katamari Forever is a very interesting game. It's not like the other big Katamari games, which Damasi and we love Katamari. It's sort of a recapturing of those games, but with other things on top of it in a really weird package. And I don't know. It's hard to explain to someone who's not familiar with the Katamari formula and how the games have progressed. But this game it just kind of throws everything at the wall. Mm-hmm. And it's blatantly obvious from the first time you drop into a level that in the first two Katamari games, things were kind of placed around the environment. So it sort of mimicked a real world where you could just go around and pick up things, but it was like someone sort of dropped a couple things on the ground that you can go and collect. Katamari Forever, they're like, nah, fuck it. The ground is just going to be covered in all sorts of crazy shit. None of it's going to make sense. Visually, it's going to fucking blow your mind. There's just crap stacked on every shelf. And your Rumble Pack and your PS3 controller is going because you're just constantly picking shit up. And it's fun for that sort of monkey brain innateness of I'm collecting stuff. I feel like I'm getting something done. But in some ways, I feel like it kind of counteracts the puzzle aspect that makes Katamari interesting, because you need to know, okay, I'm going for smaller things and then I can go back and get those large things later. But when everything's just on the floor, you can kind of just roam and do whatever. But aside from that, I do think this is a very good package for a Katamari game. There are two campaigns to play through. There's the Robo King and the King's Dream or King's Memories world that you can play through. There is a lot better integration of the gift system and the cousins, which is fun. So there's a lot of customization. And I think there's also a lot of unlockable side modes and things that I haven't quite gotten to yet, because I originally played this game a couple years ago for a couple days, but I just got busy and did other stuff. So it's fun hopping back into it and remembering what was going on, but I don't know. I think it's a game that I'll pop into occasionally.
Sure.
But it's so random. I I put it back into my PS3. I set up my PS3 again for this, just on a whim. And that kind of thing is fun in the moment, but I don't see myself grinding to beat it at any point.
I'm really intrigued by Katamari, and I've only played Reroll, and I haven't finished Reroll. It's a very similar thing to how I feel about DKC2, where I was playing Reroll, and I love its aesthetic. I love its concept. I love the world. I love how satisfying that gameplay loop is, but it just didn't click with me at the time. It just wasn't the right time for that game.
Sure.
And I do want to revisit it because you love this franchise. I always see people talk about it online.
Yeah.
So I would like to become more invested in it. I'm
Mhm.
just waiting for that time to strike, because it will strike eventually. But probably like for you, it'd be a fucking random afternoon where I'm like, hey, it's Katamari time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two last things. You mentioned the aesthetic of Reroll. This game's strongest suit, I think, is its aesthetic. It is in a hand-drawn sort of like picture book style.
Cool.
So everything's really pastel, and there's like shading on the objects with like pencil lines and stuff like that, which is a really cool concept. But the second thing is that we're not just going to go through and talk about the games we've been playing, which I love doing. But I want to say that I need a PS5/Switch Katamari game.
Yeah.
Please, if you're out there, it's been a long time since the last Katamari game. I
think
know Takahashi, the guy who made this game, wanted the series to die because he was tired of it repeating itself. But hey, as a fan of the series, I don't give a shit. Give me another one.
I mean, it might be possible. I don't know if you noticed, but Reroll just got released on PS4, Xbox One.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
recently, within the past probably 2 weeks or so. Yeah, so that should hopefully generate a little bit more interest, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was another Reroll-esque remake.
Sure, a We Love Katamari remake would be fantastic.
Yeah, I think that could be possible. I honestly don't know how Reroll sold on Switch, and considering that the ports to PS4, Xbox One were a little bit on the down low, I don't know if those will do particularly well.
As a Katamari fan, I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah. I mean, I heard about it on Sacred Symbols when they're doing like the weekly PS store drop.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Should I tell you about a little bit of the muck I've been stuck in the last couple days?
Is it anything related to Pokemon Sword and Shield?
We're gonna get there.
Okay.
So similar to DKC2, I found myself just in a place where I'm just nothing's clicking.
Yeah.
I tried hopping into Splatoon 2 for a little bit. It wasn't sticking. I fucking started a new Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Wasn't sticking. I started
what the heck? I don't even know you did that.
Yeah, I started a master mode file in Breath of the Wild.
Heard about that.
Wasn't clicking. It's just one of those periods for me where I'm just not right in the headspace for another big game at the moment, or really anything. And I get into these periods sometimes where I'm just hopping between stuff and it's not working. But I have been playing a lot of Pokemon Sword.
Yeah, there we go.
A lot of Pokemon Sword. This is the game right now that is hitting correctly with me.
Good.
There are a few franchises that I always just feel comfortable returning to, and Pokemon is one of them.
Yeah.
So I have just hit 60 hours in Pokemon Sword.
Okay. I think I'm around there total.
Yeah.
Haven't played the game for months, but that's what I did back in
back
in the day.
Back in the day of
I guess
less
that was
than
before
a year
quarantine though, so it really does feel like forever ago.
Yeah. But I just completed my Pokedex. I was very close, but I just needed to do trade evolutions. So shout out to Matthew Compton, friend of Back Log Banter, friend of mine, who hopped in with me and did this last couple trades with me, gave me the last version exclusive I needed. I gave him a shiny Vaporeon for his troubles. So I completed the Pokedex, and I've been making a competitive team to do the Battle Tower with. I've put together a nice little rain team. I had a rain team many gens ago, but I put together a new one. I love synergizing together abilities and moves and team compositions. Like that just really engages me, and it's what I needed right now to take my mind off of various other things in my life.
Yeah.
So I've really been vibing going through the Battle Tower. It's fucking tough. Maybe I'm getting worse at Pokemon because I was out for a while, but it's hard. I mean, I have a good rain team. I have my fucking sweeper, my competitively bred physical attacker Blastoise egg moved with fucking fake out and Aqua Jet life orbed, and I still am getting fucked up by Battle Tower. But we're making progress. I'm really enjoying it. I fed my Blastoise Dynamax soup, which is an item in Isle of Armor, to get fucking real granular. So I saw Gigantamax Blastoise for the first time, deeply uncomfortable. Deeply uncomfortable. That man has too many cannons on his
Yeah,
back.
there's a bunch of them.
Too many fucking cannons. Too many cannons. So yeah, I've been enjoying playing the game at my own pace, engrossing myself in the various meta systems again. I'm gonna start up a new shiny hunt soon because I have fucking finished the Pokedex now, so I have the shiny charm.
Sure.
I did
Yeah.
Masuda Method a shiny Sobble already in the game, and then I was trying to get a shiny Dreepy. I gave up, but now that I have the shiny charm again, I'll probably hatch some more of those while I'm watching fucking Out of Africa tonight for BL Quest for the Bestest. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Sword and really
Yeah.
enjoying it.
I'm honestly, I'm very glad that you've been playing it. Our friend Abhi has been playing it as well. His
Yeah.
first big Pokemon game in a while. Shout out to Abhi and his
Shout
playthrough of
out.
Pokemon Sword. But looking at you guys play this game and thinking about the Pokemon video that we did a while ago, Card in the Corner, and just my thoughts on the Pokemon series in general, especially with the recent Crown Tundra news, I've been realizing, not to shit on the parade, but that I have realized that I really did not like Sword and Shield as much.
Yeah.
And that's kind of an unfortunate thing because it doesn't happen to me very often. I'm the kind of guy who usually goes back to things and realizes that I like them more than I did. It really is really rare for me to go back and realize that I was blinded by nostalgia. But I don't know, man. Pokemon Sword and Shield is not a game that I'm particularly engaged by anymore, even though I have a complete Pokedex in it and I played it a ton when it came out.
I think that's a really fair position to hold right now, because more than many other games, I think the discourse pre-release through the launch window was so fucking nasty that it really galvanized people in various positions in various ways.
Mhm.
Like if you were in the Nintendo community engaged in pre-release news, that you almost had to pick a side.
Yeah.
Which was just, it was really icky. It was honestly really icky. There's few times I've seen discourse worse in any of our communities than Sword and Shield.
Dude,
But
r/Pokemon is
yeah.
a shithole. I had to leave a Pokemon subreddit because it's just cancer. It's just terrible.
Yeah, but now that we're about a year away, I think things have settled,
Yes, of
and
course.
we've gained more perspective, and
Mhm.
we've seen the post-launch support, and we've seen just kind of the vibe around this game, and it's allowed people, I think, to kind of clarify in their minds where they stand on it. And like we've said in a lot of other places on this channel, Sword and Shield are very flawed games.
Mhm.
And it's easier to reach conclusions about what those flaws mean to you when there's not people shouting in your ear all the time.
Yeah.
And I've personally come to like them more.
Yeah, no, but I think that's interesting what you said
Yeah.
about the opinions being galvanized, and I know for sure that I was just defending Pokemon because I was a Pokemon fan, and I was like, people stop shitting on Pokemon because I love Gen 6 and 7. I had honestly no reason to believe that Gen 8 would be a downgrade, at least in my opinion. And a year out, I've been realizing that I didn't enjoy them as much, but I do think that there's something to be said about you enjoying them more because
Because I was shitting on them pre-release too.
so hey, we're the yin and yang.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, glad you've been getting back into it. It's fun to have a game that is comforting like that.
Yeah. And Crown Tundra, so it's good timing.
True. There are actually, and this is going to be overwhelming. We're not going to talk about all this. There are 4 other games that I've played this week
Okay.
that I've not talked about. Some of them I know I'm going to want to save for reviews. I don't know where we stand on this. We can kind of just make this decision on the fly while we're in our discussion. But the main one is Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time 3D. I've been playing my 3DS, which I've got right here. Look at that Galaxy 3DS, my baby, my prized possession. I think this is legitimately my favorite thing that I own. Even though
it's a gorgeous system.
I don't play a lot of 3DS games. I mean, I probably play a couple a year, but it's the BLB 3DS. Look at that.
It's true.
Look at that. But that's a game I think that we should review. We've been on the Zelda review train, and I want to continue that. But also, it's because it's a big important game. I think it warrants a little more discussion.
No, absolutely. It's more a function that I don't have Ocarina with me right now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Personally, what I want to play is I want to play it on the GameCube through the re-release to play Master Mode.
Okay.
because I have played, never finished, but extensively played the N64 version and the 3D version.
Yeah.
Fun little aside, my grandparents I was begging my parents for a 3DS like all of 2011. And then holiday 2011, my grandparents got me a 3DS with Ocarina of Time 3D, and rarely ever been happier
Mhm.
as a little fucking kid. So I've played a ton of Ocarina, just never finished it.
Yeah.
I would like to finish it though before we discuss.
Oh, damn, we're on a cutout.
Basically, what I was saying was that I've played this game extensively on various iterations, but since I've never finished it and it has been a long time, I would like to complete it before we discuss.
Yeah, of course.
So that would probably push the video to probably beginning of December.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, just
That's
because when
fine.
I'll be home and have time to finish it then after my semester ends.
Yeah. And I think it's a game that you being a Zelda fan and having experience with the game, it's a game you can probably push through pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But I think it's an important game for us both to have completed because I think, I mean, it's up there as like one of the games that people say is the greatest of all time. So I think it's important for us to discuss it. All right. So let me list the other ones. One of
Okay.
them I'm just going to talk about here because I think that does not warrant a video. But the other two might warrant videos. Would you like me to
Okay.
ask you about those first or bring up the one that I'm just
I'm curious about the two video ones.
Okay. Mario Super Picross. I don't know how much you want to do a video on that, but I put enough time to that game. I feel like it warrants a video. Possibly. Not gonna get any views, but
I don't, to be honest with you. I think it would be
Okay.
fun is to do a Tucker's Picross adventure video where you talk about that in S4 and whatever fucking other nonsense Picross games you're playing, and I can pick your brain about it a little bit. I
okay,
don't know how that
sure.
sounds to you.
Yeah, we'll workshop that. So all right, we'll just put that one out there. But I've been playing a lot of that game. How many hours of that game have I played this past week? Let me open up my journal here.
Shout out to Backloggd, which is Tucker,
been
if
getting
you
better.
remember, put your fucking Backloggd link in the video description.
I will, yeah.
I don't use it. If I'm going to talk about games, I just talk about them on Twitter. But it is a very cool platform.
I have played 10 hours and 25 minutes of that game the past week.
Well, all right.
So, yeah, I've been enjoying it. I just wanted to confirm those numbers.
Fair.
But the last game I've been playing, and I don't know how much this would warrant its own video, but I think it's important
Wait,
game.
Wasn't there was two possible video ones and the third one you're going to talk about here, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. This is the last possible video.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Super Mario Brothers 3.
Would love to do a video with you.
Okay. Yeah, that's
what
exactly
what I'd love to do actually, if you're up for it, is a 3 versus world video.
Okay, sure.
Because you can blast through both of those pretty quick, especially if you're using rewind.
Yeah, which I am.
So I've beaten both recently.
Oh, okay.
I mean, within the year. So
sure.
Enough.
And you don't feel like you need to replay them?
No.
Okay.
No. Because games I've played extensively, but only finally actually beaten.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Especially coming from the position of us both being a little bit lukewarm on 2D Mario in general.
Yeah.
Us talking about 3 versus world, I think would be absolutely fucking fire.
Another 2 games that people say are among the best of all time, and I think we'll put our perspective on that.
Yeah.
Good old BLB twist. But the last one, I don't know how much experience you have with this game, but this is possibly the biggest game right now. Everyone is playing it. It is blown up.
I haven't been playing it.
Among Us.
No.
This game is very interesting to me because, I mean, it came out in 2018. Fucking no one gave a shit. Something happened. Could not tell you what it was. It blew up on Twitch. Everyone's playing it. All the streamers doing it. All the YouTubers. It's free on iOS and Android. It is $5 on Steam. They canceled the sequel to work more on the original. This is a twist that no one could have seen coming. This, honestly, I can't think of many other games that have had this resurgence, and it's very impressive. And I've played 5 or so rounds of it. Obviously, that's not a ton, but I think it's an important game to talk about just because of it. What the fuck?
Sure. Are you frozen?
No.
Oh, I thought you were frozen. What I was gonna say is that I'm so fascinated by the discourse around this game. I'm fascinated by how it came up out of nowhere, randomly. Actually, almost in a similar way to Fortnite, where all of a sudden Fortnite
Oh,
just
sure,
caught
yeah.
fire. But
Mhm.
Fortnite caught fire by being the free PUBG at the time and then fucking trouncing its competition. This literally came out of nowhere. I
Yeah.
saw people talking about Among Us on Twitter, and it's like, what the fuck is Among Us? So I looked it up. I'm like, this is not what they're talking about. It must be a new game. They must be pre-release or something, so there's not much about it online. But that was exactly what I saw online.
Mhm.
Um, it's just if we did a BLB Among Us stream, that would be probably get me into the game. But like my friends just aren't really playing that.
Yeah.
I don't really have any reason to play it, so it's just evaded me.
Let me let you know a few things. All right. I bought this
Sure.
game on Steam a couple of weeks ago because my Discord friends from the lot, which is the movie server I'm in, were playing it and they're like, Tucker, join us, Tucker, join us. So I got it, set it up, played it, did not understand what I was doing. My internet got cut out, my everything was going weird. The game is so overloaded with players that the server it's very hard to get a server set up properly. I feel bad for the indie team that is dealing with this.
Sure.
But then I played it more a couple nights ago because while you and your friends might not be playing it, let me let you fucking know. Everyone who's not a gamer is playing this fucking game. All of my college friends, most of whom are journalism student girls, are playing this game nightly, setting up servers, having Zoom
Mhm.
calls. My girlfriend Becky is playing this game. She won her very first game, which was crazy. She was the imposter, and she won her very first time playing the game. So props to her. But this game is blown up in a way that I didn't expect, and I've played a little bit of it. I enjoy it, but I have played enough of Mafia in real life and Salem. What is Salem Witch Trial? Something like that. What's that game called? Do you not know?
And I have no fucking idea what you're
The
talking about.
Town of Salem. Town of Salem. That this formula of of the Mafia format, but this time in space with little fucking jelly bean guys, doesn't really hook me. I think if I played it more with friends, and I do think we should do a BLB stream with the four of us at some
That'd be
point. It's a
fun.
very easy game to get access to, and Timo can have his computer put up on the thing, whatever. But I'm very interested in this game, and I'm interested to see what the content drops and things of that nature are in the future. Now that they have gotten so much more out of this than they ever planned to.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm down to keep trying it every once in a while. But
Cool.
it's not a game that I'm really into.
That makes sense. I have two final games I want to talk about
All right.
very briefly.
Yes.
Both of these games fall under the same umbrella.
Okay.
And for context, at the moment, I'm on campus for my fall semester of my sophomore year of college. But being at school in Mass, my school has the option of studying in person or remotely.
Mhm.
This is all important context to understand the fact that I'm in person here and my girlfriend is studying remotely across the country.
Yeah.
So we have been playing Switch together as one way to stay connected and keep having fun virtual dates. And we've been playing two main games that one is a 2020 game and one has kind of fallen out of the conversation, and that's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Clubhouse games.
Yeah.
I have less to say about Mario Kart other than the fact that battle mode, we play battle mode almost every night, is such an underrated Nintendo multiplayer experience. I think that battle mode has always been if you know type of deal where people who would play that locally get a LAN set up would have so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
But then battle mode got shaky with Wii and 7 and of course regular 8. And then 8 Deluxe brought it back and it had its moment. But I really love that and I hope wherever Mario Kart goes next, presumably in my opinion Nintendo Kart, I
Mhm.
hope that has a robust battle mode too.
Yeah.
Um because it's just so much fun. But the game I really want to talk about a little bit more is Clubhouse games, because Clubhouse games came out of nowhere really in that mini direct
Mhm.
and released kind of out of nowhere. I saw a couple weeks where everyone was talking about it and then it dropped off.
I don't remember that. I don't
You don't
remember that everyone was talking about it
you don't
moment.
remember like fucking Blessing and all of those guys talking about how they would set up lobbies and everything? Well, maybe it was
Nope.
shorter. Maybe it was only like a week or so. But there was a little window where people were talking about
Sure.
Clubhouse a lot.
Yeah.
That window closed. It's certainly not open in fucking October. But like Mario Kart, it's another game that we're playing almost every night. We should play a little bit of battle mode, a little bit of Clubhouse. I think that Nintendo has put together such a polished and accessible package. I really think that the production value for this is way higher than it has any right to be.
Yeah.
It has really wonderful online support.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike a lot of Nintendo's games, it functions smoothly online. It's easy to set up.
Yeah.
And it has such a wide array of experiences that it's hard to feel a sense of repetition. So we'll
Sure.
jump between chess. We play a lot of chess, but we also, I know you don't like chess so much. I fucking love chess. We both play a lot of chess. You got your card games, your blackjack, your 21, you got your Moncala. There's so much stuff in there. I really think that if Nintendo had themed this around their characters, this game would have been dynamite.
Wow. Yeah, that's a very good point.
That the game would have been inescapable. But because it's not, I think it just didn't connect.
Yeah.
But if you can look past that and look at it for what it is, which is this incredibly accessible, incredibly polished, incredibly well thoughtful package, then I think there's a lot of merit for it. And with the current situation, if you're like me, and you're in a situation where there's people you care about who have been quarantined to other places from you, it really is a great game to stay connected, because there's a lot of multiplayer games you play where you're playing together in a cursory sense. You
Yeah.
know, you're playing Splatoon, you're in opposite places. You're racing Mario Kart, so maybe you'll pass each other, but you know, you're in the same race, but you're not really getting to play together on this sort of level.
Mm-hmm.
And at $40, I think it's such a great price point.
Sure.
And it's a game that my play clock is low in, but because we've been putting in time really incrementally.
Yeah,
So
of course.
it's gonna be one that I continue to play nearly daily, and it's one of just my go-to games on Switch. And so with my girlfriend, it's one of our go-to games, and I really think that it deserves more than it got.
Yeah. You actually, I think I'm gonna take a spin on this that I
Sure.
wasn't really expecting. Clubhouse games and your connection through it with your girlfriend across the country and all of that. We've talked about that a few times, and I think that talking about it here means that we don't necessarily need to bring up that you've been playing Mario Kart 8 and Clubhouse games every
Yeah.
week. But there is something that is similar to that I think we might be able to turn into a little bit of a mini segment here on Backlog Banter. Is that my girlfriend Becky, not a video game player.
Sure.
But I would like her to try games. And I think that's what our segment's going to be.
Okay.
Every week, I'll try to introduce her to a new game, and I will report how it went. The first game that I had her try last night, I had her play a little bit of Picross S4. That was fun. She actually got the hang of it pretty quick, and I was very impressed. But right after that, I dropped her into a very simple game that I know we both enjoy a lot, a short hike. And this game is something we talked about, Card in the Corner. We did a review. But it's very interesting to see a game that I know so well. I've done everything that there is to do in the game. I've played through the game quite a few times, but I haven't touched in a month and a half or so. Watching someone play through it completely fresh, someone who's not super familiar with video games, who had to be taught that you can like pick up things with the A button and read signs and sprint and glide and all those things that are just second nature to me as a video game player. It's very interesting to see how well designed this game is in terms of its accessibility. Everything flows so naturally, and Adam Robinson Yu is just a godsend of game design. And she didn't get very far. You can beat this game in 10 minutes, and I did this morning just to prove to her that it was possible. But, she played it for probably an hour and got like 5 golden feathers and explored around. But it's interesting to see the things that someone who's not familiar with video games gets stuck on or not understand. And I was trying to hold myself back to not like give her too many hints. But it's really fun to introduce someone who's not familiar with video games to things like this. And that's a game like I didn't drop her into Breath of the Wild. I didn't drop her into Doom or anything like that. But I think that giving her this incline of games to try, I think would be really fun. And I'll try to do an hour of gameplay on a different game each week to try to see how she reacts to things.
I think you should try Captain Toad with her.
Don't own that on my Switch.
I don't think you should do Captain Toad. It is very interesting though to see what games people connect to who aren't really in the space.
Yeah.
Because my girlfriend, the first game she took my Switch to play was Luigi's Mansion 3. If there's a Switch game that matters, I probably own it. But she watched me play Luigi's Mansion 3. She's like, I want to play that. So we were taking a bus ride back up to my house from Mass, and we had a couple hours. So she just took my Switch and she was playing that, and she really got into that, and she really got into Captain Toad. I think I put you can beat that game in 7 hours. Captain Toad is a fine 3D puzzle game. It's fine. But my play clock, I think, says 30 or 35 hours right now, because she really got into it, which is cool. So I'll be curious to see which games Becky really connects with. Picross S4, by the way, I don't even know.
She was watching me playing Mario Super Picross the other day, and she's like, "What the fuck is this? Is this Minesweeper? Is this Minecraft?" She didn't know what she was saying. I think she got Minesweeper and Minecraft mixed up, but it does kind of look like Minesweeper. But yeah, I mean, I think that about does it. I've talked about every game I've played in the past week. You got anything else to say on other segments? Any other news? Anything? Video games?
I've heard of them. The last thing I want to shout out really quickly is we in the corner talked about Star Wars Squadrons.
True.
I'm officially putting that on hold till I get back home because I really want to play it in VR. Mm-hmm. I really think that's where that game was clearly designed for VR. So I feel like I am getting a lesser experience by not playing it that way. Mm-hmm. And frankly, I feel content holding off until I get back home and I can really play it properly. And EA has officially said no post-launch support, which is fucking boneheaded.
I didn't hear that. That's crazy.
Boneheaded move.
I have not been on Twitter as vehemently as I usually am, and I must have just missed that.
I got that news from Hello Grado. Shout out to Hello Grado. Great Star Wars YouTuber.
Interesting.
Great Star Wars YouTuber.
Never heard of him.
But yeah, nothing else for me, really.
I think that I don't know how I want to do this. I'll have to workshop it over the course of the next few episodes. But I want to have some segment nearing the end where I talk about a list. I like lists. I want to make lists. I don't know what kind of format I want this to take. Currently, one of the more recent lists I've been working on is my Shite to play soon. I have a list of things that I want to play coming up. Yeah,
I like that actually. I like the idea of talking a little bit about what we wish we were playing because I've got a couple of those right now.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? That's a great idea. And I do this where it's kind of a mini backlog. Mm-hmm. This is mini backlog banter. But it's only 7 games right now. I kind of wish that I had chopped it to 5, but I'm getting through one of them, so it's kind of only 6. But I've got 7 games on it right now. I'm playing one of them. I would like to be playing all of them, clearly. But I've got Castlevania Symphony of the Night on there.
Okay.
Which both of us recently purchased, and I think we should play through eventually because it's another one of those games that everyone lauds, and I think I'll really enjoy it. I've got Final Fantasy VII Remake, a game that I've had recommended from you many times, and I've been hearing a lot more about for some reason in recent times of people just bringing up that they really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna give that a try, and I'm honestly pretty excited for that one. I've got Halo 2 on there. I should have started that a while ago because we did Halo Combat Evolved Card in the Corner a while ago, and I should have followed it up directly, but that's my own mistake. I've got Resident Evil 4 on here, another one that I just purchased, as you informed me. It's $8 on PSN. Boop, bing, right in my cart. Downloaded on my system, so I have access to that. Another one of those games that everyone calls some of the greats, and you're noticing a pattern here. Like these are big games. These are ones I really want to play. Ocarina of Time 3D, as I said, playing through that, so that doesn't warrant any more discussion. Devil May Cry 5.
Yes, sir.
Yes, right up there. Similar to Final Fantasy VII Remake, a game that you've recommended to me a lot of times. I'm excited to try it out. Don't know anything about Devil May Cry series, but we'll see. And then at the end is Diddy Kong's Quest, Donkey Kong Country 2. A game that you're playing that we plan to play and we talked about in our Donkey Kong Country video card in the corner. I don't know how many cards it is. It can only have 5 per video. Yeah. But I'll get around to that because I'm very intrigued by you saying it's Nintendo's best platformer. So that's, man, just looking at that list of games. I love lists. All right. I don't know if you know this about me, but I love lists. And this list just makes me very happy. What kind of games do you wish you were playing?
Okay, there's 3. One is a function of it not being with me at school. Mm-hmm. 2 I have with me. Let me grab them. Here we go. Okay. 1 is very easy to hop into. The one that I want to play, Star Fox Assault.
Interesting. That's the most Abram Beaner fucking thing I've ever heard. That's almost as Abram Beaner as fucking randomly playing Metroid Other M.
I did do that also. I have started this game several times. I've never finished it. It's fucking 5 hours long. I don't know why I haven't.
I didn't know that.
I honestly might even just play through it this weekend, actually. I'm kind of feeling it, but the problem is I have to use so many fucking adapters right now because my monitor that I have here doesn't have AV. My TV at home does, but this doesn't, so I have to use a fucking converter. So it'd be so many goddamn cables, so it'd be annoying to hook up. But you'll hear about this soon.
That weirds me out, but I'm excited to hear
Next
about it.
one. Can you read that?
Nope.
This is the Devil May Cry triple pack.
That's a crap cartridge.
This Devil May Cry triple pack is not available in the US. This is Japanese only. I bought it for a sum of money I don't want to disclose at PAX East. Also, only one of the games is on the cart, so fucking joke's on me. But I really want to play DMC 3 Special, which is supposed to be people say it's the best DMC game. Shout out to Martin, my friend Martin, who says it's the best DMC game. So I want to play through that. And the last one is probably the game I'm most anticipating playing when I get home. It's Earthbound.
Yes.
I really, really want to play through Earthbound, but I just don't have my SNES Classic with me. I don't have my Wii U with me. I don't have my new 3DS with me. I have no way to play Earthbound right now, which is frustrating.
Emulation.
Can't do it. Won't do it. Won't do it. If we wake up one morning and that comes to Switch Online, I'm gonna fucking flip.
It's gonna happen eventually. You know
it's gonna happen eventually, but odds are I'll be home before it happens. So I just fucking plug in my SNES Classic. But those are the 3 games I want to play. There's just like 1% in the back of my mind. It's like maybe today you're gonna start Red Dead Redemption 2, but I'm suppressing that.
That's an odd little wiggle in the back of your head.
I have it right here. Red Dead Redemption 2. But
very interesting.
I'm gonna play Star Fox Assault before I play Red Dead Redemption 2.
Good, like to keep it topical. Yeah. One thing that you mentioned is the idea of adapters and setting up and college lifestyle and all that.
Yeah.
I have right next to me this monitor that I've had for a while, and I just recently sort of repurposed it for a setup for video games. As you can see, I've got a
bar.
I do, because I've got a Wii U right underneath it. It's a Wii U right there. Got a Super Nintendo Classic, and I've got my Switch dock. This thing does not have speakers on it, so I have to finagle it to get my headset set up. I have a very, very long, like, what is this, 12 feet long? I don't know, headset adapter, so I can sit anywhere. But unfortunately, that only works with the HDMI. So I have an adapter that is HDMI to VGA or something like that, which my Switch is hooked up to. So I have to plug my headset into my Switch, which means I can't go anywhere, but I could actually if I unplugged it. It's a whole fucking deal. But I was just testing that yesterday, making sure everything works, because there are games that I want to play on the Super Nintendo Classic. I want to be able to play my Switch in here. I'm thinking about more setting up on my Wii U and trying some virtual console, things like that. And especially when I get around to Wind Waker, which I do want to get to at some point relatively soon. But yeah, no, I mean, this was a good first episode. I'm very excited for the future of this. What are you doing?
I was looking for my head because I got 2 adapters.
Oh, I have that exact same thing.
I need this one, but then I have.
Yeah. Look at this. Boom. Right here.
Look at that.
We're twinning.
Look at this. Okay. It's fucking adapter banter.
Oh my God.
Great. Well, here's the other one.
Sorry for the noise spam, everyone.
This is VGA to HDMI.
I have the exact same thing hooked up on the back of my Switch. Yeah.
Because I can plug I also have a monitor without fucking sound, so I can just plug. This motherfucker should have a headphone jack. First of all,
it should.
But my DualShock does, and I can just plug my headset into my Switch. But if I want to play my GameCube, I need these. And the fact that this needs a fucking power source of its own makes me so angry.
It's fucking dumb. Okay, well, I think that's a good note to end this on. This was a fantastic first episode. I'm very excited to see where this goes. I don't know about you, but we tried to put some Backlog Banter stuff on audio sources a while back, but I think that starting this series on audio as soon as possible would be a good idea.
Yeah, I think so.
But I'm happy to see you here. This was a fun time. I'm very excited about this. I keep mentioning that.
Yeah,
Going
this is
crazy.
gonna be. I think this is gonna be a really good series because we both play a lot of games that we're just not gonna review.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would love for you to sit down and do a one-on-one camera of you talking about playing.
I actually probably will, like
Yeah.
I did for 64.
Yeah.
But like if I fucking break out this, which I paid an unholy amount of money for at PAX East, like we're not gonna do a discussion on this. You know what I'm saying? But
okay. Well,
been fun. Been real.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for joining me.
Oh my God. Just threw that right back at me. All right. Well, thank you for watching Backlog Banter. This is our official video game podcast with Tucker Hazel and Abram Buhner, and we will see you guys in another episode. Ah.